Okay, so just arrived is this robot skin from the company Wootzano. So it arrived in a DHL package, and let's see what we've got. So nicely wrapped up. So it's the EVK 001 evaluation kit. It comes in almost looks like a briefcase of its own. Very smart. So it's shrink wrapped, gives us that Christmas feel. Let's get through this. Wow. Okay, so first appearances, this is very impressive. It's very shiny black box, and it looks like, oh, it's got a magnetic catch, which is always a good sign. Okay, so what we've got is a quick start guide. This looks like it's the interface, and I'm presuming that this is the robot skin itself. So let's see. Oh, okay, so it's got a tag on it, security tag. Okay, and USB cable. Neat. So it looks like it's a nice reusable box that we can get in and out there. So what have we got? So we have, looks like we've got different types of patterns of skin here. Okay, so we've got a configuration there. A configuration there. So the difference is one's square and the other one is circular. Okay, so what we have is we can download some software for it. So let's just see what's in this quick start guide. Okay, so it has the kit contents, tells you a bit about it. So getting started, connect the EV001 EVK. So it's powered using a mini USB cable. It can be connected to a computer through those ports. Okay. Must be connected before running the GUI, so it looks like it's connected through the USB port there. And then it says connecting the sensor to the evaluation kit. Now there will be, I presume there will be some sort of GUI that's needed before we can connect it. Let's just give it a go. Okay. So the connectors are, sensors are connected to an IDC connector at the top, so it's that one. To plug the sensor in, simply push the end into the connector, then click into place. Okay, so I'm going to try it with this square one. Okay, and it feels quite skin-like actually. It feels quite rubbery. That's quite uncanny. Let's plug it in there. Okay. And it just rests on top of this bit here. So yes, that does feel quite skin-like to touch. So let's see where we go from here. Okay. Okay, so it provides digital values. I think we can just run it. Let's just power it up. Plug it into the USB, and this is what I get. Okay, so we have some sort of sensor thing going on. On a bar graph. This is sensor 3. I'm trying to read upside down. Sensor 1. So let's see which way is sensor 1 by looking in the manual. Okay, sensor channel 1 is this one. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the more I push on it, so you can see there's it's got a bit of a noise, a zero, zeroing value here. Okay, so yeah, so as you press this down, we have that increased. Okay, so let's see, is there a way of calibrate? Oh yeah, calibration mode. To calibrate the data, press the buttons labeled plus and minus for 3 seconds as shown. Alright, so I'm going to push these buttons. 1, 2, 3. Calibrator. Okay, there we go. So that's at 0 resting position. And as I push on this, as I increase the force, it doesn't take much force to increase it, we can see the value changing. I presume this is sensor 2, sensor channel 2. That's 3, so let's have a look, sensor 3. Maybe I need to calibrate sensor 3. Not sure if you need to calibrate the... Oh, I like the colours. Switched off. Which sensor are we on? 3. Okay, that one. So we've got our touch sense there. So touch it for 3 seconds. Okay, so it looks like what we need to do is just to read the instruction manual a little bit more, and I'll just spend a bit of time doing that, and then I'll come back to you. All right, thanks. Okay, so I've had a quick read through the manual here, which is probably about 6-8 pages, and it's straight and to the point, so it gets you going in no time at all. So it's got 4 sensors on, 1, 2, 3, 4. And first of all, whichever sensor you're going to examine, you can use these buttons. So let's have a look at sensor number 1. Now, if the light at the top right hand side is green, it means it's been calibrated, so it's zeroed, as we have here. If we get an object onto sensor number 1, we should see it start to change. There we go. So just pressing a glass on it gently, just showing it's not due to induction or anything, but it's quite sensitive to a varying pressure. So we know that it's holding, if it was on fingers, it would be holding the glass. Now, I'm not quite sure why the sensors are different sizes. I presume that they have a different area of sensitivity. So let's have a look at sensor number 4. So we've got the green light on, so it's calibrated, so there's nothing touching the sensor at the moment. So we put the glass on it, push it down, there we go. So we just have to lightly push an object on, and you can see that it's analog in that it gives you a scale of touch. So I don't have to touch it very hard for it to start to register that it is actually touching something here. What I've noticed is that the rubber does seem to stick a little bit to the glass that I'm trying to sense. So just gently pull it off. So I'm a little bit nervous about pulling it off and these connectors here. Obviously if it does pull, then if these do break, then I think that would be the end of that. So I'm a little bit nervous about that area. So that's something to be careful of. And this isn't mounted on here either, so it can just pull up. It rests on a kind of fuzzy area like that. Okay, so I downloaded the graphical user interface, the GUI. Very easy to do, just through a simple password which is given to you. And here you can see the values. It just connects to a COM port. There we go, at a high baud rate, 115200. And what we can see is all 4 sensors in real time. So as I push sensor number 1, there we go, we can see a bar graph rising. As I press sensor number 2, there's a bit of crosstalk I can see there. So I'm only pressing sensor number 2 here. There does seem to be a bit of, we can see sensor number 2, the second one, along, but also sensor number 4 for some reason has come in. Let's try sensor number 3 here. So as I press on 3, there we go. So you can see the number in the cross at the left hand side, and then you can see the bar graph. So I don't need to touch it. Actually, I've found that I'm not touching it at all, and we've got a value there as well. So there does seem to be there, but as I press it more, we get it, but the resting value is just there. Okay, so let's try sensor number 4. So as I press that, nothing at all on sensor number 4. There we go. So I just moved it slightly. Yep, there we go. So it does seem to be quite specific to how you touch the sensor. What I do like about this program, so this one doesn't seem to be acting very... Oh, there we go, it's acting a little bit now. So the bar graph is here on the device, and I can also, I love the colours on these, and at the same time it's coming up on the screen as well. Like so. I was just about to say I do like the bar graph, so let's press sensor number 1. There you go. So you've got the graphs at the versus time versus force, and then you can save that, and it saves it as comma separated variables. So as I push it on, fantastic. So it's very, very sensitive. I only need to push gently on the device to control it. It's quite hard to just very sensitively adjust the amount of control. I'm pressing number 2 now. And again, just a gentle amount of touch. Press that. So altogether, very easy to use, very intuitive. Downloaded the software very easily, and it connected straight away to the evaluation device. So that was nice and easy, nice and straightforward. It's not clear what the difference is between the size of the round pads on this one and how you're supposed to touch it. So I'm not sure if I've actually got the touch technique. So that's not explained at all. And I'm also not sure why there's a difference with the square sensors and the round sensors. So why is there a difference there? Thanks. But altogether, very easy to use, straightforward.